do find a way to sort out all these little niggly performance problems and big performance problems as well.
Kilo Romeo Kilo Tango traffic
Just
Capitan
make it
Carlos
work.
Blandford Vertigo 01 taking off runway north straight out departure.
I just wish they'd slow down on the updates and just correct problems, you know?
Yeah. A bit chaotic.
Typical Microsoft development cycle, right? Get it out there, and then we'll figure out how to fix it later.
Maybe.
That's right. Then we'll put out a patch day Tuesday or something. Because there must be another world update due out, I presume.
I don't know what's next. It's Caribbean, I think.
Oh, really? What, Bermuda Triangle? Sorry.
Yeah, it'll disappear. Yeah, it's realistic. There's nothing there.
Has anybody ever been up in live weather in a hurricane in the simulator?
I did when you had one in the US, one of those hurricanes over Texas way or whatever. That was quite phenomenal, actually.
Yeah, back a long time ago. I don't know if it was in live weather.
Squawk 123
I've got
for
to find
Capitan
one that
Carlos
was currently
Blandford Vertigo 01.
somewhere in the world. I haven't done that. I've got that storm thing by SoFly, is it? Company? SoFly Storms. Like loads of like scenario presets and crazy weather. That's quite good, yeah. I mean, it doesn't
Roger, Capitan Carlos Blandford Vertigo 01.
I've no idea if it makes the planes behave in any way realistic, but yeah, it's kind of
SoCal approach Capitan Carlos Blandford Vertigo 01.
different.
Request clearance to transition Bravo airspace.
Yeah, well, I didn't realise that you could save a weather file and upload it. So if you want everybody to have the same wind, the same clouds or whatever, you can put a weather file in your community folder. And when you select weather, it'll be on one of the drop downs.
Right. Yeah, I've seen that. They do that for the gliding events, so that everyone's got the same.
Oh, yeah.
Decimal 2 Capitan Carlos Blandford Vertigo 01. SoCal approach Capitan Carlos Blandford Vertigo.
Yeah, because there's an Australian bush divers or something. They set up a 25 knot westerly wind and all these little airports in a Cessna Caravan in Papua New Guinea, you know, on the sides of mountains and everything. You had 100% lightning and storms. So you try and land and you just couldn't see the runway. You had to do a circuit, the shower would pass and then you'd all land. Yeah, it had quite a decent bit of realism, I'd have to say.
Approach Capitan Carlos Blandford Vertigo 01 1,200 feet.
Planes for real then, Brian?
No, only fix them.
Fix them.
Yeah. Avionics trained in our Air Force.
Alright.
So I understand all the systems, radio, radar, electrical, instrumentation. So, but I flew, you know, privately with a guy back in the 80s. I had a go at doing my private pilot's license, but yeah, just wasn't my thing really. And I'm hopelessly uncoordinated, it would appear. I tried the Air Force pilot test box, which they have a computer screen and a set of throttles and rudder pedals and joystick and whatever, and the program flips the script on you, so to speak. It'll suddenly when you follow this, you have a square outline and
airspace,
a
Capitan
big
Carlos
dot in the
Bland,
middle,
Vertigo
and the dot will creep to the right or to the left, and you just have to apply corrective inputs. And the idea is to keep the dot in the center of the square, regardless of which way it tries to drift. You've got to apply the correct
120.4 for Capitan Carlos
feet,
Bland,
hands,
Vertigo
eye,
01.
whatever.
Yeah.
But
SoCal approach
it'll
Capitan
reverse on you,
Carlos
so you're
Bland,
applying left
Vertigo
aileron, and then it'll
017.
suddenly track off in the opposite direction, and you've got to catch it before it gets out of the warning zone, so to speak. And I just put it to it.
Yeah, that's like a
You know, and then they really mix it up. They reverse the elevator and aileron, so basically control surface reversal. Yeah, that's when I realised, I'm not really cut out for this. And yet,
but a plane's not going to do that, is it?
no, but it just shows the coordination in your head, really, because one of the young guys from work was right beside me, and he was just like, you know, having a smoke and reading the coffee and bloody reading the paper and just keeping it dead central. He's like, yeah, I see what they're doing, and he could just, you know, make his brain turn around the other way and correct it, and he just kept the dot hovering in the square. I went, how are you doing that? He said, well, what do you mean, can't you do that? And I was just chasing the tail. And
Yeah, I know the feeling, because I've learnt the helicopters with my throttle, so like same as in the plane pushing away is full power,
Capitan Carlos Bland,
helicopters lifting the collective. And then I read actually you should have it the other way around for a helicopter, so pulling it down towards you is more like lifting a lever up in the cockpit. So I flipped it around. I've practiced, you know, all the time since I started flying helicopters, it's been the other way. And I flipped it and my skills just plummeted back to the ground floor again. My brain was so, you know, instinctively, when you come down to land, I was instinctively pulling the throttle down, like, as it towards me. Now that was making me go back up into the air again, and obviously
SoCal approach Capitan Carlos
body
Bland,
rotation was
Vertigo
going the opposite way to I was
01800
expecting the brain as well. It was all back to front. Took me a while to unlearn the other way and do it this way again, but I'm alright again now. But yeah, it took me a good 3 weeks or so to forget the synapses in my brain connected that way and wire them the other way. Couldn't do it on the spot like for that puzzle thing you're talking about. No way.
yeah, I mean, it's about the muscle memory, isn't it? My dad, back in the 50s, had a BSA motorcycle where the gear lever was on the right foot. Everything else was the same. But then in 80s he got a motorbike again, and if he wasn't thinking about it, his right foot would try and change gear on a normal bike. So after 30 years it was still embedded to do that. And I found with a lot of the private pilot licensed training planes here in New Zealand, what we call a Piper Tomahawk, and it's just a little T-tail thing.
Yeah.
And I did a trial flight in one of those. You could pay like $100, and they'll take you up for an hour. And I just, even taxiing for me was reversed, because when I was a kid, I rode a trike, and when you're on a trike, you know, you push with your left foot, your nose goes to the right, but of course in a plane it's the opposite way around. And that, the guy took over the taxiing to the runway. He said, "You are really screwed up," and I went, "Yep, this is nuts." I'm sure you could practice it.
Yeah, it's just practicing it, but practicing a real bit of equipment is costing you money and you can wreck it and kill yourself.
Yeah.
It's slightly different from practicing.
124.6 for Capitan Carlos Blandford, Vertigo.
And then in the actual flight, because that was in the days when I was fixing autopilots and things, the guys were like, "Oh well, now I'll just show you the effects of controls for ailerons and elevators." Yep, know what they do. So yeah, okay, just hold in a left turn, and yeah, okay, holding a left turn, and yeah, it got boring pretty quickly, really.
I've done one lesson but not with the intention of doing it anymore. It's really
SoCal
just
approach Capitan Carlos
while
Blanford,
we're on
Vertigo
holiday,
01.
it's like a little
Request
airfield
clearance
nearby,
to
and
transition
with my
Charlie
boy, I thought he'd
airspace.
like to go up in a plane. So yeah, it was like at first I nearly got booked. I didn't fly, we were just sitting in it and sort of thing, and then it was only like £20 extra for me to fly it. I was like, oh yeah, go on then, I'll have a go. So it turned into a lesson that I can actually count towards hours if I wanted to. Yeah, it's good fun. In this Cessna 170 style.
Oh, yeah.
One, like, really, not like a current new one, like a 60s job.
Going to 124
yeah, really good fun
niner,
actually.
Capitan Carlos
Me
Blanford,
and my boy and my
Vertigo
neighbour
01.
came as well because couldn't actually go
SoCal
up.
approach Capitan
Just me
Carlos
and my
Blanford,
boy,
Vertigo
because
011002.
I'd have to sit in the front. No, sorry. He could have gone, but I wanted to sit with him in case he didn't like it. So I wanted to sit in the back. And then obviously when I decided I was going to have a go, he can't sit in the
SoCal
back of
approach
his own. So my
Capitan
neighbour
Carlos
came.
Blanford, Vertigo 01.
And
Request
if
clearance
I
to
wasn't
transition
flying,
Bravo
I couldn't sit in
airspace.
the back with him. He said he needs an extra person in front for the weight balance. You can't just have an empty seat up front if there's people in the back. So at that point I asked my neighbour if he'd
Cleared
like to
through
come.
Bravo
and then
airspace,
he
Capitan
could sit
Carlos
back with
Blanford,
me.
Vertigo 01.
So it worked out pretty well.
Capitan Carlos Blanford, Vertigo 01.
Just told Dan if he freaked out, like, I just there in my head that like up in the air and he starts not enjoying it. And I'm stuck in the front. I can't really do
Capitan
anything
Carlos
to
Blanford,
help it. All we'd have to do is just basically avoid the flight and get down.
SoCal
But he
approach
loved it. He was
Capitan Carlos
like
Blanford,
standing up,
Vertigo
looking out the window. He had big headphones. He's only got 4 when we went. He's still got them now. But yeah, he had the big noise cancelling headphones with the mic on. He was talking to us on there and looking down and saying, oh, I can see the sea. I can see a windmill. Yeah, it was brilliant. That's what I wanted to do it for, just to experience for him really. But I got some fun out of it as well, to be fair. But yeah, I think the experiencing Flight Simulator before we went, I flew from the airfield that we were going to go in the 172 as well in the game. Flew around that area for quite a bit just to sort of get my bearings, and it really helps, like in the real world. Obviously I didn't do the landing or the takeoff or the taxi or anything, I was just controlling it for half hour or so in the air.
SoCal approach Capitan
But as he
Carlos
was coming back into land, he said, like,
request
so when
clearance
you see
to
the
transition
airfield, it's really
Charlie
this
airspace.
one's really hard to spot. He hides away, he does. Looked around, sort of recognised the main road from in the game. Was like, well, that's the main road, and there's the junction
Cleared
there
to
with
Charlie
the
airspace, Capitan Carlos
slip
Blanford,
road off
Vertigo
the road. So
01.
it's got to be behind that. And I was sort of explaining that, talking out loud, and he's like, yeah, good. And I was like, yeah, there it is. He went, well done, you're the first person that's ever spotted the airfield. He's been doing that tuition for like 20 years and no one's ever spotted it.
I can remember going up with a flight with a guy in a 172 in our South Island. There's, in the northern part, there's a big valley where northwesterly winds just howl down this valley. And we're in the 172 trying to go up the valley, and our ground speed was so slow, we could see, we weren't that high, a BMW below us. He was overtaking us, if not matching us. Like, there is something wrong with this picture, you know? Yeah. Obviously he was flooring it up the back road sort of thing. But, yeah.
Operation Aeroplane!
That's right. He probably remembers that day as much as we do.
Weird thing I thought was like comparing what it was really like flying over the same area that I fly in the game. And like people always want sharper and sharper 4K graphics, this, that and the other, higher draw distance, less blurry. But actually in the real world it's like the mist in the distance makes it look blurry. It's not clear and sharp.
SoCal approach Capitan Carlos Blanford, Vertigo 01. Request clearance to transition Bravo airspace.
Capitan Carlos
Maybe it's my
Blanford
eyes.
Vertigo 01 SoCal approach. Cleared through the Bravo airspace.
But I mean,
Well,
they're
through Bravo
talking about getting the
airspace,
trees
Capitan Carlos
right as
Blanford
well. I mean, I go
Vertigo
to like everybody, your hometown or whatever, and find your house, and the thing is just shrouded in these massive trees. Like, they are definitely not that high, you know.
yeah.
There is the tree mod to lower them all, eh? Or lower a majority of them. Got that installed.
Yeah, there's that, and there's the Rex Seasons does it as well. You've got 3 different heights you can choose from.
Where did you get the tree mod?
Was it Flight Sim TO?
Yeah,
You
it's
know
on
that
there.
one? Yeah.
Just search for
I think
tree
if you
height.
just- yeah, tree height mod, and yeah, it's a very small file. It just changes the config file for the default trees.
That'd be great, because there's times I fly over New York City and you can't even see the darn 12-story buildings that are under the trees.
Yeah, that's right. I think they're trees on buildings, aren't they? Yeah, definitely worthwhile.
That's one of your 45 mods, is it?
Yeah.
Must be good.
It's not that long ago my community folder was empty, so I was just single player, bought what I wanted and tootled around. Yeah,
The big sandpit, though, isn't it?
that is. Or money pit. For some
Money
people.
pit. I dread to think how much I've spent. It's worth it.
Well, it's nothing like you'd spend in the real world, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Think how many planes you could fly with just a tank of fuel, or how many planes you could buy with just a tank of fuel.
I presume the price of aviation gasoline's gone up in the US as well. The rest of the world.
I imagine, I mean, oil's a little bit cheap right now just because Russia's selling it so cheap, and we haven't had the comparatively, I mean, I think it's probably about, I'm going to say $3.20 a gallon out here in North Carolina.
It got up to what, $5.50 one part of it or something?
I remember after Katrina, it was up over $5 yeah.
Whoa, $5 a gallon.
But isn't that what you pay over in England anyway?
Here is price per gallon about £1.40, £1.50 now. We're unleaded. Diesel's more. They're trying to phase diesel out. It used to be diesel was like much cheaper, but now it's unleaded's cheaper now.
Yeah, diesel's really fallen out of favour, hasn't it?
Which is a bit of a bummer because the car I was saying about that I've been persuading my dad to get, that's a diesel. He bought it just before all that shit happened though, so didn't really see that coming, but no, he's alright. He'll do it, he's old, so probably the last car he'll buy, you don't need to worry about it.
know, here in New Zealand, they've a bit like the US. They've got this clean car rebate system. So if you buy your Tesla Model 3 or your Nissan Leaf or something, the government will give you, it's $8,000, I think, is the maximum. And then to offset the costs of the government, they hike the price of diesel vehicles, high emissions cars. So we call it the ute tax, or utility vehicles or pickups, like the US guys have. So they basically taxed the pickups to subsidise people to drive around in their fancy EVs. So that's caused quite a bit of controversy.
Yeah, I bet. It's a way of life in there, and it was in New Zealand. The ute, mate.
Oh yeah.
Stick it in the ute, mate.
Well, I mean, the farmer's point of view was there's no electric alternative to a ute, so you're basically penalising your primary producers. They need it to chuck the loads of fencing wire in the back and the sheep or utility equipment. So all the prices of utes went up. So the Green Party did not make any friends with the farming community, let's say. Oh, 10 past 6. I'll have to start thinking about getting ready for work.
Yeah, I'm nearly out of fuel again here anyway.
Yeah.
I'm going to get some dinner on. Didn't eat much yesterday. Too excited to play my PC that's finally stable and sorted.
Yeah, real interested in setting up that RAM drive system like you've got for the cache.
Yeah, it seems to have really made the difference. It's like, this is the best I've ever had so far. So I've been really enjoying it. Just whatever I throw at it. Apart from, you're getting it as well, so it's hard to test Flight Simulator. You think, is that my fault? Is it my fault?
Yeah.
But you're getting the same, that stutter around the hill every single time. So there's things like that is one particular city that I was testing in, and it just threw me a complete red herring in Cologne in Germany, where it just, awful. I was telling you yesterday, wasn't I?
Yeah.
I haven't been back there yet, but everything else I've thrown at it now is, fine. Even looking around quick in the cockpit now, there's no little stutters or breathers or anything. It's spot on. So I've been downloading some new grammetry from Flight Sim 2, checking those bits out last night and today.
Well, you're spending more money on photo stuff now.
Freeware.
Freeware.
Yeah.
Oh, just balloon out that community folder, yeah.
Yeah, fill my drive.